Today's episode of the Read Pile is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
I'm Elle, and there's nothing I hate more than somebody referencing the 90s.
And I am the Radical Man, Rick Radicalman, king of 90s nostalgia, lord of cool. 90s cool. And you are watching The Read Pile.
It's the week of April 15th, and here is some comic book news you can use.
Well, unless you've been living under a proverbial or actual rock, or maybe you just don't have Netflix.
It's cheap rent.
I guess I'll go make shelter. Boom. Bender reference. Anyway, 90s reference. See, future rock. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Daredevil debuted this week on Netflix. The angry Nerdgirl herself did a review for it for our page.
I wrote it by myself.
She wrote it all by herself. You're not really mad about this, huh?
I like it. He's pretty to look at.
Charlie Cox is a good-looking young man. I would like to say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I love this show too, but I love Kingpin. Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin is so good. He's so good. Also, what really is exciting for me is it gives me a really easy cosplay if I ever need to just accept the fact that maybe the mohawk isn't so unpermanent. I could just get a suit and just be Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin. I'm like tall enough. I can be menacing.
Maybe.
More importantly, though, we have great reviews for Daredevil. We know that AKA Jessica Jones is coming. That's the Alias TV show. We know the Defenders TV show. We know that Iron Fist and Power Man, that's all coming. We know all those shows are going to be coming to Netflix in the next couple of years. And if Daredevil is any indication, these shows should be phenomenal. Here's the real question, though.
What is this?
Do you think we're finally going to get a real Punisher TV series on Netflix because of this? Ground level hero, vigilante, close ties to Daredevil, lots of interaction with Frank and Matt.
I think eventually it will. I mean, there's been enough movies that people are aware, even if not reading comics, they're aware of the character. They know of the character, just solely by the movies. So why not?
So what you're saying is, we're definitely going to get a Punisher TV show.
Well, you know, last week when I attended the meeting.
Speaking of last week, this actually is going to segue nicely to comic book reviews. So last week, as with this week, we didn't get some of our books because Convergence is sort of overloading. It's sort of overloading our local comic shops all over the greater Orlando area. And this week I missed Spawn 251. My shop didn't get it. And last week you missed a couple of books that just showed up this week. You said you got a couple to review from the previous week and one this week.
Yep.
Are we going to be shocked and amazed at the one new book that you're going to review?
Always.
Oh. Shall we?
I like to change things up.
Nothing says the angry Nerdgirl more than change. Let's go review some books.
Time for some comic book reviews. I'm going to start with Howard the Duck. We are on issue 2 now. And, well, I was trying to give Marvel another chance. And unfortunately, this was not doing it for me anymore. It was so horrific. Yes, I was reading this late in the day, and maybe that was contributing to this, but I was nodding off while reading this. I just don't have any interest. I'm sure those that remember Howard the Duck from back in the day and, you know, like Rocket Raccoon and I want to be nice. I'm trying to find something nice to say, but I can't do it. I cannot stand this issue whatsoever. It was absolutely boring. it wasn't terribly written, but I had no interest in what was going on. I couldn't stand reading another page, but I got through it. Sorry. I don't want to see issue 3. I really don't. Even though I will say the last page is, I guess, was supposed to be like cliffhanger, like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? I don't care. And what's really funny is that this next one was not as bad. Archie versus Predator. It wasn't as bad as the other one. Probably because reading the title, you're not gonna take this seriously. First of all, it's Archie. You're supposed to take it as, okay, this is gonna be ridiculous. Well, even with the first one, I was disappointed because it was just cheesy Archie comic. Yeah, I get that, but spoiler, you don't even see the Predator until the end.
Well, of course not. He's camouflaged.
Well, you take it for what you're getting from this based on the title. It is what it is. It's Archie and Predator, and it's gonna be not so great. And to be honest, I really thought this was just gonna be a one-issue thing. I didn't pay attention to the 1 of 4 that is right there on the cover.
Professional comic book reviews from the angry Nerdgirl Elle.
I don't know, I just saw the title and I was like, oh my god, I gotta have that on my read pile. I just want to check it out because it's gonna be silly fun. And it's silly, but it's not really that fun. I mean, I kind of want to read the next issue because now I want to know what's going on with the Predator here, you know, because he didn't show up until late in the issue. So now I want to know what's gonna happen. Is he gonna do anything? I mean, he does do something in this issue, which is pretty horrific, but you know, I guess we'll see. In the meantime, my pick of the week. Yeah, I know, big surprise. Batman Arkham Knight. So it is issue 2. And I'm very excited to have it as my pick of the week. Okay, so just to touch base again, this is the world of Batman killed the Joker. The Joker is supposed to be dead, and here's the thing, he's still kind of screwing up Gotham. Even beyond the grave. He is still really messing things up. He's got his Joker ways just exploding all over the place, and he's got a video out that is just taunting the Batman, and it really lets you know how messed up Joker is and how he is just determined to take down Batman and just Gotham in a whole. And it's starting to make me wonder, is he even dead? Is he? I don't know. It's one of those, you need to see a body, and guess what? We have seen a body, and I still don't believe it. Because of the things that are going on, it's just ridiculous. Obviously from cover, okay, so Harley is freaking out about the whole situation, and she's got to do what she's got to do to make it in Gotham, and what she's about to do is pretty gross. It's really gross. I'm pretty sure she's got another plan behind this all, you know, a real plan, but the level that she is sunk to, oh Harley, you can do better. I hope this is not your only plan. If you're not reading it, you need to. It's pretty funny in its own sick little twisted way. If you're a true Batman fan and you love just reading different scenarios, I think you'd like it. In the meantime, we will see what Rick has to say.
Well, those were reviews not set in the 90s But since I am the awesome man, Rick Awesome, this week, oh wait, there was a wrestler named Mike Awesome. How about, Rad Man. I like that one better anyway. Rad Man. I'm gonna be Rad Man. 90s stuff. I didn't get my copy of Spawn, we talked about that, but my local comic book shop had plenty of 90s-esque things for me. Starting with Strange Sports Stories #2! Okay, so how was that? Wait for it to show up. Okay, there we go. How is this a 90s book? Well, for instance, there is an actual book inside the anthology here. It's the first one. It's called Skate or Die. I don't know if you grew up in the 90s. You should have. It was a lot of fun. But there was an arcade game called Skate or Die. I played a lot of it, and sure enough, I lost a lot of money to it. Now, do I like Strange Sports Stories? Of course I do. They're Vertigo books, and they're funny, and they're silly, and they're ridiculous. Why do I like them? Well, because they're funny, and they're silly, and they're ridiculous. Also, for $5, you get like 4 or 5 short stories in each issue. That's pretty good value. So essentially you're paying like $1 for a short story, and you get it in this nice little package. I highly recommend them, but they are not mandatory reading. They are just fun, silly reading. Which brings us to perhaps the most 90s of the 90s book ever to be 90s. Valiant's Bloodshot Reborn #1. Now, for those of you who don't know, Valiant was essentially the 90s comic industry. They produced the chromium colors, they produced all these crazy variants, and they burnt out like a shining star in the sky really, really fast. They showed up, they supernovaed, they went away. That's what happened to Valiant. They've come back in the last couple of years with a lot of really good new artists and writers, and this, believe it or not, is written by Jeff Lemire, who also writes Descender, who also writes 900 other books that I'm reading. And so when I saw his name attached to Bloodshot, I decided to take a look at it. The art inside is awesome as well. I'm probably going to mispronounce his name, but I'm going to try. Miko... Yeah, I'm not going to do that last name. That ain't going to happen. It's probably somewhere on the screen here anyway. This is a really, really, really good book, and I really enjoyed it. It didn't quite get my pick of the week honors, only because there was a bit more exposition than I personally needed. Now, if you've never read a Bloodshot book before, and you maybe want to start, you want to know what all the hubbub is about, this is perfect for you. It is going to get you into the story, and more to the point, it's going to get you really, really interested in finding out where the story is going. I, of course, as well known, am a big Punisher fan, and this feels maybe like Valiant Punisher. Like, perhaps if Punisher met, like, Captain America kind of stuff, because Bloodshot is sort of a super soldier, turned vigilante. I'm really excited to see where Bloodshot Reborn is going. It's getting on the read pile. But it is not my pick of the week, because we have ye old graphics spinning up. Oh, here it is. Graphic. One of my favorite things about the 90s was, without question, Aeon Flux. Aeon Flux was a cartoon that kind of defined my childhood. It also may have ushered me into puberty a bit sooner than potentially necessary, but Aeon Flux was the show. It was on MTV's Liquid Television. It was all about this crazy, super hot spy girl with this tiny little bitty waist, these giant boobs, and really cute hair, and these guns that fired these crazy dart bullets. All the episodes were essentially silent, and in every episode, Aeon would die at the end. But then they made a regular ongoing show of hers that had like a storyline, which I also loved. It ended. They made a movie with Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron was Aeon Flux. It was kind of cool. I miss Aeon Flux. But I do have a new book. Graphic's been up here for a while, so we might as well get to it. Boom! Run, Love, Kill. This was awesome. It is definitely got Aeon Fluxian homages in it. Let me just zoom in for you real quick. They even have the same style guns. The guns that shoot the crazy dart bullets. And the main character herself sort of looks like Aeon Flux in a number of ways as well. Now, I can't tell you for any certainty that he swiped Aeon or that it was done this way just because, but John and Eric, they did a fabulous job on this issue. It's gorgeous. It moves very quickly. It's an image #1, which means it's probably going to be optioned into a movie next week. So you definitely want to check this out. Why did I love it so much? Because this whole episode, the first episode of our new year, has been very 90s centric for me. and there was nothing more 90s centric than Run, Love, Kill, and that's why it was my pick of the week.
For you, our loyal followers of The Read Pile, we have an awesome offer from Audible.com. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their awesome service. You can download some really great books like The Hobbit, the unabridged version from Tolkien. You can download Divergent, Lean In, lots of great stuff to check out. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia for your free audiobook.
That's this week for the Read Pile. Radical Rick.
Yeah!
That's sick of me. I don't know, I can't. I don't want to say that ever again.
What is it?
Who do you want to thank?
Well, we specifically would like to give a shout out to our fellow nerd podcast. Not a member of Nerd Up Media yet, but wheelings, dealings. She's they have more followers than we do. Anyway, the Geek Soapbox with our friend Miss Leva Bates. She is a pro wrestler who you most commonly know as Old Blue Pants from the NXT. I got a chance to hang out with her this weekend at Tabletop, International Tabletop Day at our joint local comic shop. And we wanted to give them a big thumbs up and a big shout out because they had a lot of fun and we took selfies and she showed me how to do this is actually true, she showed me how to do a proper selfie. She is much better at the internet than I am, and I tried to take it like this, and she's like, no, you put it up here, and you can get more of the shot. And I gotta tell you, she was absolutely right. So, thank you for teaching me. I am but a Padawan of the internet compared to your Jedi mastery, Leva. Do I bow in this situation? What do Jedis do?
I'm so confused that you didn't know how to do.
I didn't know how to take a good selfie.
I didn't realize this was a concern.
Well, thank you guys, and we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for tuning into Year 2, Electric Boogaloo. Where are you going? Oh. So, this is how you take a selfie, right? See, check it out. See look how much better that is. What? Is this how you take a selfie? That is the face of fear if I've ever seen one.